So one of my biggest questions for the Oklahoma Sooners going into the 2023 season is, what does your defense look like? With Brent Venables being a defensive-minded head coach, one would imagine that the Sooners defense will take strides forward, and especially with the move to the SEC on the horizon, this is an area I'm going to be watching closely. But because of that, today, we've got to talk about the Sooners' newest addition to the defensive side of the ball. Because Brent Venables and company reached back into the transfer portal and yesterday got a win for former Ferris State linebacker Konnor Near, something we've got to break down today. Before we can, as always, y'all know the drill. I have got to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Are you excited that Konnor Near chooses to transfer to Oklahoma? And let me know what you're thinking. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell notification as I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. And if you enjoyed the content, be sure to like and comment down below. Those interactions seem small, but they are massive to content creators such as myself, and both getting picked up and maintained by the YouTube algorithm. But having said all that, let's jump right into this. And Konnor Near was an active player for Ferris State, earning himself Division II All-American honors, and he was a real big part of that national championship run for Ferris State. And whenever he hit the transfer portal, it did not take long for major institutions to start gauging his interest. Institutions such as Michigan State, West Virginia, Cincinnati, Texas Tech, but ultimately it's the Oklahoma Sooners that gets this win. And Konnor Near stands 6'2", 225 pounds, and whenever we look at it and start breaking down what it is he does well, first and foremost, he's someone who welcomes contact. He's violent at the point of attack, which is exactly what you want out of your linebackers. Whenever we watch, he was asked to do a lot for Ferris State, and he's got really good experience. And I don't argue with the point of there is a difference between Division II football and Division I football. But at the same time, he is proven to be an active player on that level. He is proven to excel at that level, and he has got legitimate college football experience. And if you listen to my channel, you hear me talk about that experience all the time, because it's one of the intriguing things the transfer portal allows, is getting in a guy that has experience. Because whenever you're able to do that, at worst, if that individual is serving as depth, that's just making sure you're covering all of your bases. And speaking of covering all of your bases, did you know that in 2022, the United States had its second worst year ever in terms of data compromises? And not only was it the second worst year in terms of data compromises, but there was a substantial amount of capital loss coming in at $10.2 billion in 2022 alone, which is exactly why I'm so excited to talk with you all about today's sponsor, Aura. Anybody can find anything online, including your name, address, phone number, or even your relatives' information. And all of this is possible because data brokers selling your information to scammers, telemarketers, robocallers, or anybody that wants to learn more about you. But this is exactly where Aura comes in. Aura will help you identify these data brokers and submit opt-out requests on your behalf, and they will even opt you out of junk mail and telemarketing lists. If you use the link shown on screen and found in the description, Aura will hook it up with 2 free weeks so that you can see just how many people are after your data. Plus, Aura monitors your emails and passwords to see if they were involved in a data break and exposed on the dark web, and will give you recommendations on what to do. Aura has a VPN, a password manager, real-time credit and identity theft monitoring, internet parental controls, and protects your devices from malware. It truly is the one-stop shop for user protections. Plus, they offer different bundles so that you can either take care of yourself or the whole family at an awesome rate. So let Aura keep you safe. Go to the link in my description to claim your 2 free week trial and start protecting yourself online. Once again, go to aura.com/ATTS to start protecting yourself online with a 2-week free trial, link in the description. Thank you so much to Aura, and back to the video. And this is what we talk about all the time with the transfer portal. Being able to get legitimate college football experience, it can be a compelling factor, and especially for an individual you believe can play winning football. And we need to remember, Brent Venables is a linebacker guy, so if he identifies Konnor Near as a guy that he thinks can come into his system and bolster the depth, well, then I'm excited to see what it means. But specifically, we started talking in this video about Oklahoma's defense, and I'm going to be watching this linebacker position like a hawk. Because if we look at the Oklahoma Sooners roster, they've got a lot of names. If we look at their roster, you're talking about Danny Stutzman, Jaron Knack, Kip Lewis, Kobe McKenzie, Shane Whittier, Joseph Powell, Phil Picciotti, and Avery Burrow as guys that are on scholarship, all competing for those linebacker roles. Deshaun McCullough is listed as a linebacker, but we all know he's probably going to take that cheetah position, and at worst, he may be a linebacker. You just want to have him on the field, if at all possible. That was obvious during the spring game. He's one of the biggest additions I think we've seen out the transfer portal. Really excited for his future with the Oklahoma Sooners. But I'm interested to see how Konnor Near factors into this equation. Will he be pushing one of these guys for a starting job, or is he being brought in as a guy that has adequate college football experience and can be utilized as a depth piece to try and keep your linebacker corps healthy and keep your linebacker corps as guys that you know if their number is called, they're going to know what to do. I'm super interested in seeing what this means moving forward, but make no mistake about it. The Oklahoma Sooners are going to be putting their nose to the ground and trying to do everything they can to improve this defense. And this is part of the reason why I'm so interested in watching Oklahoma's defense. Not only is it a defense that must get better for Oklahoma to be the team they want to be and must get better with the move to the SEC on the horizon, but I'm also super intrigued by this linebacker core for the Oklahoma Sooners, especially with Brent Venables being in charge and the way he utilizes these linebackers. I can't wait to see what ends up happening between now and game one, but I really can't wait to hear from all of you. Hop down to the comments, let me know what you're thinking about this edition. That's it. See ya.